didn't clearly express how to clearly get to those green, blue, red, and gold tokens in CSR Racing 2 clearly on TikTok. What I had done was I did it exclusively for a crew member to get him quickly prepped up and get him into the flow of things. So let me break this down. I wrote down the 8 different ways that you can actually get these green tokens. First, to let you know, there are multiple types. Green is the easiest. Blue is somewhat difficult. The red ones, those are pretty hard to get. And then the gold ones are almost impossible to get. I still don't know how I got my first 25. But let's go through the first way of getting this here. On a weekly basis, usually a couple times during the week, you will usually find this in the top right-hand corner of the map. It is called Fusion Trials. Fusion Trials is the logo is very deceptive. It's very deceptive because it features all the tokens, but you can only get green tokens from this here. I'm not going to do the math right now, but if you do the 15 races, you can get 35, 100, and then another 175 green tokens. You do the math, or I'll put it up here, whichever one comes first, depending on how much time I have before my next meeting. Now, like I said, that happens a couple times during the week. It is a restrictive race, so you will have to have a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 car. You may have to strip off some parts to actually get your car to be within that restriction or restrictive race. The next thing is going to be on a weekly basis, 4 days a week, there is a weekly elite. There is a weekly elite cup. This weekly elite cup pops up on Monday morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For Friday and the weekends, it ain't there. But basically, this is a ladder. And let me see if I can get over to it real quick. It's 8 races. If you lose the race, you lose the race and you don't get any points. But whenever you hit these certain points on the 60th race, the 70th race, the 80th race, you will actually be collecting some type of tokens or cash. And usually it's green tokens. Sometimes it's red tokens. Sometimes it's blue tokens. But it's enough to get you by. It's not going to be a huge amount that you really want. But this is something you can be guaranteed to do as long as you have a car that can qualify to win that race. Again, this is a restricted race. I have to have a elite car, and in most of my cases, I have to have a car that actually has a body kit on it. So it's not always easy to do, but especially when you're first starting off. So make sure you soup up your cars sparingly using your gold coins. I should have said it in the very beginning. Don't waste your tokens on cars that don't matter. I'm serious about that. You waste those tokens, they're difficult to get your hands on. So that's the second way to do this here. It's time for another sip of coffee here, because now we're going to get to the showdown. Every single showdown in this game, I don't care what color it is, purple, green, blue, fuchsia, whatever. Every one of these things is going to give you the ability to collect some green. It'll also give you the ability to collect the blue tokens. Both of those fairly easy, but red tokens are available. But red tokens are available if you can rank high in the game. In other words, 1,200 scoring points, as opposed to just race the game 200 times and you get a whole bunch of stuff. That is not always the easiest thing to do. I hope I made it as clear as possible. I hope the image that I'm showing you shows you there is a difference between the points that you earn in Showdown and the actual races. There is a scale for both. So one is going to be the points. The other one is going to be for the actual races. If you have the time, you can race 500 times. And if you race 500 times in a showdown, you will get one of the rarest tokens available, which is the gold token. But note, they only give you 5 tokens. Again, this is one of the hardest tokens to get your hands on. You will need it to complete the game. Well, to complete a car from start to finish in the elite section. Elite is not easy. They put it there to slow us down from just running through this game. So that was number 3. Number 4 is on a weekly basis. I hope I can find a screenshot of this here because I actually just sucked in all of the reward points that we got for this week. I just brought it all in and just put it in my stuff. You will get a ton of RP points for completing your what was it called? Completing my crew cup. The crew cup came with 80k in RP, but immediately after finishing that, I also collected my weekly rewards from the group and their actual activity. That activity included some green tokens. I want to say about 200 green tokens and about 100 blue tokens that I can use for my elite racing. It just ain't easy. Being in a group actually helps you. I actually think that it's almost impossible to achieve anything with elite without being in a group. I think it's almost impossible. The next thing, so now we're going to get into actually doing some hardcore stuff. In the center, there is right near the weird challenges and the weekly elite cup, there's a thing called Event Hub. Look for it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. But the Event Hub is a place where you will be given these tickets, like tokens, that they're like paper token tickets that you get at a carnival or whatever. I've got a bunch of them. You can go to the event shop and you can use those. Don't look at mine because mine is a little on the wacky side. But if you look at mine, I can only purchase the red ones and the gold ones. It is very expensive in-game tokens, but the catch is I am no longer allowed to collect the blue and the green using this method. Because I have excelled in the game no longer allows me to do this here. Now I have to only get the upper stuff here. The lower stuff, I have to use real cash. I don't want to do that. I'll talk about that in a minute. But this is the only thing that I can use to gather stuff now. So you as a lower end player that hasn't excelled as high as me, you should still be able to get those blue and those green tokens. But remember, hold on to those and use them sparingly. So that was the Event Hub. The next one is Izzy Challenges. Izzy's Challenge 1 and 2. I'm on 2 right now. I don't know if 1 is going to still be around in the future, but hopefully it will be around. Because of it going away, I never got a chance to get the Toyota LFA, which is a car I really effing want. I really want that car. I'm kind of ticked off about that. But let's keep going. Dress to Impress, and all those other things around Dress to Impress. The Izzy's Challenge, the King of the Monsters, and all those other things. Those, you need a car with high elite ranking, so you already have a whole bunch of tokens put into it to actually do that stuff. But at the same time, you are collecting more tokens. The last thing in number 8 is going to be you got to use your real cash to get those freaking tokens. Otherwise, it's going to take you months, if not years, to build up the elite tokens that you need to complete a car. Currently, I have not completed a single car yet. I have a few cars that are nearly complete, but not completely complete. Part of this is me being a little greedy and spreading my tokens around too much to too many different cars. Don't do that. Concentrate on one car, use that car, max that car out, and then you go back and you throw your tokens and other stuff in other places. But in order to get those gold tokens, you're going to have to go to the Event Hub and basically cash out those carnival-like tickets to get the gold, in my opinion.